Welcome to First Choice Insurance. I want to share with you in this video the advantages of dealing with an independent insurance agency. Now, there are several advantages. Of course, let's look at insurance from the beginning. As we go through life, when we're young, usually our parents will cover us with insurance. And then when we get to a certain age, usually 18 or so, and we get our first job and get our first car, then we need to get our first insurance policy. It's really good if you can find the person or the agency that you're going to deal with at that time. And there are some definite advantages to having an insurance agency you can trust and having an independent agent and agency. So, if you have an independent agency, the first thing you have is an independent agency deals with a lot of underwriters, a lot of carriers. So they deal with all the big ones, depending on their relationship. But they'll have all the big ones, Allstate and all these others that you're used to, and the Hartford and these other names that you really don't hear them. They're more underwriters than the carriers or the actual providers of insurance. So an independent agency has access to all these groups. So they can actually pull from all these groups. By being able to do that, that independent agency has advantages. Not only do they pull from them, but each time a person wants insurance from an independent agency, the independent agency and the agent can then give them a cost comparison. In other words, they can look at all these, sort of like your insurance commercial, how they compare them all, or progressive commercials, how they compare them all. Well, the independent can do this. They can compare all the insurances and they can offer you the best of each. Another thing the insurance agents can do, or the independent insurance agent, is they can get very specific insurances that a lot of times if you're working at a particular agency you can't get. For instance, there are some insurance agencies, big ones too, that will not insure houses over a certain age, 80 years or 100 years. Well, there's a lot of houses of that age that are in pristine condition because they've been restored and taken care of, but those insurance companies, those specific ones, will still not insure those houses. Or if they do insure those houses, they will only insure those houses if they have their auto and other insurances there. So there's always a stipulation attached. Well, an independent insurance agent, an independent insurance agency can look around at the different underwriters and get you insurance, A, for the house, and then B, cheaper. And also, a lot of times they can get you the bundle cheaper because they have an advantage. A lot of times, like First Choice Insurance, because of their relationships, long-term relationships with these underwriters, they can usually, when they issue you multiple coverages, they call it bundling. But when they do that, they can usually get you a 15% discount on each of the coverages. So if you did your boat or your car and your home, now you're looking at 45% discount because of the different coverages and they pull from different underwriters. So it's pretty significant if you think about it. They have advantages, definite advantages by being an independent agent. Also, that independent agent is not trying to push anybody's one agenda on you. In other words, they're not selling just for one company, so they don't have to stick and say, well, you need this just because that's what the company is telling them to sell at the time. They're able to pull from everybody and able to look at your situation and say, based on where you're at in life and what you need, this fits better for your program. With First Choice and an independent, they can do that. They can look at your exact situation and they can recommend based on that. Now, they can also get those discounts. They can get the opportunity to get different companies and create different packages. So basically, an independent, if you have a good relationship and you trust them, they can insure everything you got. Your house, your car, your auto, your boat, your beach house, everything you have because they can find the best price and the best coverage for the best insurances based on what you need. So an independent has a really big advantage doing that. Independent insurance companies not only can get you what you need, but if you have a long-term relationship with them, they can take care of you as things change. They can offer you new things, updates, upgrades, uh, discounts, additional discounts. And a good agent will do that for you. They will contact you and say, hey, we have this offered by this. Would you like to do that? And so it allows you to get the insurance you need. As we go through life, we start out with car insurance, and then we end up with health insurance, and we end up with other types of insurance as we go through life. And if you have a good agency, they can help you walk through life with these things. The key is find you a good one and look for independent agencies like First Choice Insurance because these agencies can get you what you need. If they're good agencies and you talk to them and you trust them and you feel good about them, and of course over time you'll tell more about them, but they can actually take care of you. It'll cost you less, you get more coverage, and you have a better life, and which is better financial planning for the future. First Choice also has actually Mike Harrington, which is the owner of First Choice Insurance. He actually is a retirement specialist, and so he's a certified financial planner and a retirement expert and associate. So he can take you all the way through. But the key is there is a huge advantage to having an independent insurance agency over one of those specific company agencies who have to push their agendas. I hope this information is helpful. You can come to this site, which is bestinsuranceaugusta.com, and this is First Choice Insurance. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can actually see there's some information right here, a couple of articles, advantages of independent insurance agencies and the importance of trust between your car insurance agent and you, and some different information. So come to bestinsuranceaugusta.com, take a look at it, and see what an independent insurance agency can do for you and agent. Call them, ask them questions, and see what they'll do for you. Thank you.